streamer and YouTuber who's doing a great public service.
Welcome to the EasySend automated system. Our award-winning platform is set up to allow anyone with a code to easily withdraw and manage funds.
The concept's pretty simple. I give a scammer a fake Bitcoin gift card or a receipt, and they think it's going to be easy to redeem. In their mind, it's a board game with no obstacles or challenges and free Bitcoin in the end. They've already won. But in reality, my team and I have designed a series of challenges and obstacles that make this literally impossible.
He's known as Kitboga, and he has a popular YouTube account where he reveals the lengths scammers will go to steal from vulnerable people. He's a scam baiter, a term used to describe people who aim to waste scammers' time that would otherwise be spent ripping off innocent victims. Kitboga has more than 3 million followers, and he joins us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning.
Great. Well, thank you for the great work that you do. We heard a clip on the other side of the break, and it looked like you were doing amazing impersonations of two different people at the same time. Is that what you do, or do you have technology that helps you fool these scammers?
Yeah, so I have to play the perfect victim, right? My job is to see if I can distract scammers so I can find out as much information as I can about them. And if I sound like this, they normally don't want to talk to me. So I'll kind of change my voice to sound a little bit older, or
I can actually manipulate the way my voice sounds in real time as well.
In the video, we saw the scammer getting very frustrated, trying to get that money and trying to get. How aggressive do some of these scammers get when they start seeing these obstacles that you guys are putting in front of them?
Yeah, some of them can get extremely frustrated. We have scammers who have spent days, like literal days of their lives, trying to get this money.
Wow.
So you can imagine if I talk to them and pretend to be customer service, that they'll start swearing or threatening my family pretty quickly.
Wow. Can you give us maybe a few specific ideas of the scams that are common out there that we might be aware of?
Yeah. So I deal a lot with tech support scams. Anyone who is trying to connect to your computer or one of your devices and tell you that there's maybe viruses on it or some kind of hacker. But there's also a lot of investment scams, people that are on Facebook or social media telling you that if you invest just a little bit of money, you'll make really good profit and returns in a week or two. And we're seeing a lot more as well of scammers starting to use AI to clone voices or manipulate people into thinking that they're talking to a family member. So there's a lot going on out there.
Have you found that there's any legal recourse for people that have been scammed, particularly when you're talking about AI and you think it's your son calling you, then he says he needs money for, is there any legal recourse that you've seen in any of these instances?
Well, at times the government and law enforcement are able to step in, but they're just completely overwhelmed from what I understand. I think the statistics say something like $10 billion were reported stolen last year, which is a staggering amount. But from everyone I talked to, we would say that is underreported, because you have to remember those are just the people that know they've been scammed. And I deal with people every single week who didn't even know they were scammed. But I would always recommend reporting it to law enforcement and authorities. Here in the US, you can go to ic3.gov and someone will be looking at your case.
You must have some kind of strategy to keep these people on the line. How do you do it, and why do you do it? Have you somehow turned this into a business?
Well, this is my full-time job now. I didn't quite expect that, but it started off just as a simple passion project. I thought every minute that I was on the phone with a scammer is a minute that they weren't on with someone's grandma. My grandparents had Alzheimer's and dementia, and I knew that if they were still alive, they would be falling for a lot of these scams. So that was kind of how I started, and now it's turned into a business. We've built some anti-scam software called Seraph Secure too, that allows these scammers to have a little bit of a problem because we don't allow them to connect to people's computers anymore. So we're doing a lot of work to try to stop it.
I think we're all familiar with the old Nigerian prince emails, where they would ask you to send, information. He wants just to find a place to put all this money that he has. Have you found that there's a specific place where these scammers are from? Is it from the U.S.? Is it from overseas? Or is there information even available on that?
It's tough to say because depending on what kind of scam you're talking about, it changes. So yes, I do run into scammers from Nigeria. We do run into scammers from India, but we also run into scammers all over the world. We have them here in the US. I think just about anywhere, there's going to be someone trying to take advantage of you. And you kind of have to be on the lookout for someone who is putting pressure on you to do something quickly. I would say no matter what scam I've investigated, the one common thread is that they're going to try to get you to do something as fast as possible without stopping to think.
And when you run them through the ringer, at some point, do they just scream and yell at you and hang up, or how do these end?
Usually, yes. If it goes on for days or weeks, or I had one group of tech support scammers spend over a year talking to me off and on, and eventually they just get fed up. But as long as I can make it seem like I'm going to give them money, sometimes they'll spend a long time talking to me and they'll give me their bank accounts and information that I can report. So it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Great.
For more, check out kitboga.com and at kitboga show on social media. And for a free tool to help fight scammers, go to secure.com. The information's up on your screen. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.